Good afternoon, everyone. You're in the finishing straight of a two-day ultramarathon. Hopefully this story is a little bit of a carrot to get you to the end. Chester Resources, ASX listed, ticker is CHZ. We have a very exciting story in the sense that we have a shallow, high-grade gold discovery in fresh rock in a prolific orogenic gold belt in one of Africa's better jurisdictions. It's early stage, we're funded, and we're about to start our third round of drilling. So that's the takeaway, if there needs to be a takeaway. More for disclosure. Where our project is, there are several key words in my introduction. The first one was the prolific gold belt. We're up against the Senegal-Mali Shear zone, which hosts 45 million ounces of tier 1 assets on the eastern side, which is typically falls in Mali. Fekola in the south, although there are further deposits to the further south. Loulo, Gounkoto. Loulo is 7 kilometres away from Sud, which is our flagship project. Loulo is 12 kilometres away, and then there's Sadiola and Yatela up north. So Mali has been the focus for all these discoveries made in the last 15 to 20 years, put into operation. Western Senegal, or Eastern Senegal, hasn't been the focus, and Teranga Gold, Tora Gold, now Resolute Mining, have been focused on the western side, but not much work has been put into the eastern side. So we've done 2 rounds of drilling. We've drilled about 8,000 metres, and in that process we're happy to say that we've got a discovery at what we call Area A. Area A is essentially 2 kilometres from the shear zone. All of those major deposits share similar features. Those features are they're within 2 to 10 kilometres of the shear zone. The shear zone is the source of those gold-bearing fluids, but it's actually structural splays off that shear zone that hosts the deposits. They're all marked by high-grade pyrite, pyrite being the host sulfide for the gold mineralisation. It's pretty much pure gold. Strong alteration patterns, and as I mentioned, the splay structures. All these features are what we're finding in our drilling at Sud in the Area A area, and we believe we're close to getting enough information about a secondary target, Area D, to also put that into the category of a discovery. We're just about to start drilling. We were hoping to start drilling about 2 weeks ago. We're just waiting for the Minister to sign off on our driller's contract. And importantly, we funded in September. We raised $1.8 million at 6 cents. We're currently trading at 7 cents, so that's a reasonable position to be in with no real news flow between. But hopefully with the drills starting within the next few days, we can start getting results towards the end of December and January and February. And by February, we'll be in a point where we can say, we understand the geology, we've got strike length, we've got continuity. What are the next steps for us? Where we are, where the belt is, we hope it's a big step, the next step for us, probably moving towards resource drilling. So a really exciting stage. Wide space holes, still a lot of infill, still a lot of extension possibilities, but it's a really great story if you can do it justice in 10 minutes. I mentioned we're listed on the ASX, 280 million shares outstanding. We've been around since 2005, so that's a tight share structure in Australian terms. 2.2 million, more or less, in the bank. The drilling is going to cost us $450,000 for 4,500 metres, of which 40% of that is diamond, so really cheap drilling in Senegal, and 100% retail, which is important. In terms of the discovery, we've been focused on what we call the Northern Arc, which is actually 2 areas of interest. The main area for us is Area A. As I mentioned, Area D, we're still a little bit away from declaring a discovery there, but high grade, as I mentioned, and shallow. And so we're talking mineralisation from 40 to sort of 80 metres, sort of 100 metres. Shallow, easily accessible, nice flat terrain. Area A, this is a plan view of Area A. You can see some initial holes going through there. The line of holes running from top left corner down to bottom right. There are 2 intersections there that gave us a very good indication on the potential of this system. The 11 metres and 12 metres about 3.5 to 3.6 grams. They were all in oxide, shallow, 40 metres, and the holes couldn't get any further down. There was too much water and clay, which is another good sign. We then turned it around. We couldn't make sense of what we thought was a northeast structure. We turned the rigs around, drilled to the west, chasing the secondary orientation of mineralisation along that whole belt, which is a north striking structure, and we started getting some great results. 100-metre line spacing between those east-west lines, and started coming into some very interesting mineralisation. You can see there's two holes in particular that jump off that slide, and that is hole 92 and hole 93, 14 metres at 9.5 sort of grams, 21 metres at 6.5 grams more or less, and so shallow and nice consistent intersections. In section view, what that looks like is a really interesting deposit style. We were targeting sort of precious shadow mineralisation around the contact of an intrusive. We're actually drilling into intrusive, strongly altered, with a low-grade pyrite halo within that alteration zone, grading between 0.1 to 0.5. And it's those characteristics that get me pretty excited being an ex-geologist. The indications of it there with that alteration and that low-grade halo around these mineralised envelopes is that we're looking at a system that has some serious pumping of fluids and alteration to get this system in. These are not quartz veins with visible gold, giving us high grades. These are solid pyrite sulfide intersections that we are putting some diamond drills through. So the first diamond drill will go down just under hole 92, 150-metre diamond hole. We will drill 150-metre diamond holes. We'll do about 13 in total at Area A and Area D, and 100-metre RC holes. So shallow, quick, relatively cheap drilling, which will really give us a handle, A, on the controls from the diamond drilling, and then B, with the RC drilling, hopefully start extending it along strike and down dip. So once you chuck those into leapfrog and you start seeing some continuity, you start seeing these mineralised zones dipping down to the east. Strike looks as though it's north-south, so fairly easy for us to start stepping that out with the RC drilling with a little bit of diamond and hopefully really test this. And come January, February with results, we'll be in a position really then to verify what we have and what needs to be done to get that to a resource. So in summary, we're looking at those arrows where we're going to look to extend the mineralisation. Area A is the right-hand side, so we'll drill to the north and south, extend it down dip a little bit, and then push it across to Area D, where we've still got good geochemistry and positive signals. We're also seeing that's the IP as a cover. Strong structural controls running through both areas of mineralisation, and it's the Area D that is a fault-controlled system where we've had 53 metres at 2.6 grams, including 17 metres at 4.95. So we're really looking here at an exciting but early stage project. It's high grade, it's in Senegal. Senegal has had a lot of focus recently with Resolute coming in and taking out Toro Gold, the Marco mine, which is one of 3 mines operating in Chile, in Senegal. Teranga Gold with Sadiola, obviously already in country, and Woodside and ConocoPhillips taking an investment decision on their LNG project towards the end of the year. So a great jurisdiction. Luckily, we're without any issues at this stage. Touch wood, we're funded, and come February, with solid news flow now, we'll be in a real sort of company decision process and where we go forward. So on that note, thanks very much.